ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to you all for the National Faculty Development Program with the title Connects AI, Research Acceleration and Revolution, Scope and Future Ahead. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our distinguished resource person for today's Faculty Development Program, Dr. J. Somshekhar. Dr. J. Somshekhar holds MTech, PhD, and postdoctoral qualifications. He is currently serving as a professor and program head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Jain deemed to be University, Bangalore. He obtained his PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from JNTUA, Andhra Pradesh, and his MTech from the National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surat. He is also a postdoctoral researcher at the University of South Florida, USA, and a research fellow at INTI International University, Malaysia. As a distinguished resource person, he has delivered 198 innovative technical talks at various AICTE, ISTE, DST, and UGC and CSIR sponsored events across 13 states in India and at international events. With over 18 years of experience, Dr. Somshekhar has published more than 30 research articles in leading journals, contributed 3 international textbook chapters, and authored 3 textbooks. He has also served as a visiting professor for the data science program at Kannur University, Kerala. He received the Innovative Collaborative Researcher Award in Medical Imaging for his collaborative work with Dr. Ching Hao Lai, Taiwan. He has also been honored with the Best Outstanding Speaker Award and multiple Best Paper Awards. His research interests include machine learning, image processing, data science, and machine learning for cybersecurity. Today, Dr. Somshekhar will be delivering a session on AI for cybersecurity, applications, challenges, use cases, and research directions. We are confident that his expertise and experience will provide valuable insight into this exciting and rapidly evolving field. I request Dr. J. Somshekhar to come forward to the stage.
Check, check, no, check, check.
On behalf of Amrita Institute of Engineering and Management Sciences, a hearty welcome to you, sir, for this session.
So where we have so good afternoon, all the participants. Sorry for the inconvenience. So coming to the first day session, so I okay, very good. Okay, so once again, good afternoon, all the participants. Those are all online and online here. So today I would like to share the main topic that is called AI for cyber security. So actually, it's a vast concepts. So in general, we used to take sometimes 10 days session also when you take IIT, Guwahati and IIT Kanpur. So we have 10 days session for this AI for cyber security because nowadays most of the people are struggling with some of the threats or maybe some of the what we can call it as the malware, etc. So that's why AI comes to the picture. It plays a very, very vital role. So because of that reason, so we are conducting a lot of what we can call it as the events. It could be the faculty development programs, first point of view that also we are trying to discuss based on that how we are trying to implement point of view that also we are trying to discuss based on that how we are trying to implement for the cyber security application. So that we'll try to see later. So before going to the session, that means I'm trying to explore what is the agenda that we are trying to discuss in today's session. So recently, one of the what we can call it as an event. So we have conducted a poll. Do you think AML will drastically change the security mechanism across the all the domains, into whether industries or whether finance sector, whatever it may be? So based on that, we got response. So major change, 56%, minor change. So what it indicates is well actually. So there's a lot of influence of artificial intelligence. So when I say AI, by default, it include machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, everything because AI is the umbrella under which all the emerging technologies, including generative AI, that is the latest one, and of course agentic AI also. So no need to specify explicitly each and every time machine learning or deep learning like that. So all those things included explicitly. That's why no need to specify. Just use to specify AML or maybe AI like this. So here it indicates that most of the people are opted for the. So there's a huge change of this AI of cybersecurity mechanism. So this is the statistics actually. So here you can see here 70% of the organizations. That is almost 70% of the companies. The organizations, it could be IT company, or it could be the financial sector, or it could be the academics, whatever it may be. So 69% of the organizations, they are not able to detect the threat. They are not able to catch the threat without AI. So that indicates that most of the organizations usually depend on AI. So that's why AI has a lot of demand. So if you take any college, we have a lot of intake also because this is application. If you take any sector, it could be the cybersecurity, or it could be the financial sector, or even if you go biology also, we have kids of AI. If you come to my university, some of the biology faculty or maybe nanotechnology, nanomaterials, they used to come and ask, sir, can you be PA for my project? By this, that project also related to the AML only. Somewhere there is AML. So based on that, they are trying to get more insights about the project, and they're getting more accurate output also when compared to the previous research. So this is the statistics as per the Capgemini. So we have so many other what we can call it as an organization chart also. Some are using 80% also, but this is the average. What I mentioned here average. So whatever I concluded so far, so just indicates that the significance of AI for across all the industries. Now we will see what is the agenda that we are trying to explore in today's session. So first we will see basics of machine learning, because I already told you, because ML, deep learning, everything comes under the umbrella of AI. So just I will show the basics, because I'm assuming some of the participants might be non-computer science or maybe non-AI concepts. That's why I will try to show what is the basics of machine learning. After that, we try to see what are the basics of cyber security, because even some of the people who AI and they don't have awareness about cyber security. So that's why we try to see basics of cyber security. And one more important thing is, most of the technologies that I am trying to use for cyber security, maybe sometimes we don't know, but no need to worry, because initially if we are attending for cyber security, the technologies, like some attacks or maybe types of attacks, or maybe like DOS, DOS, so many things that you need, so many things are there that no need to worry about all the definitions or terminology. Just we can try to understand everything. So maybe after the section, I'll try to share some of the materials or resources. Based on that, we can explore about entire technology, because it's a vast topic. I already told you. Just we'll show the roadmap. Based on that, we can understand how the AI plays a vital role for the cybersecurity. And also, we will see some of the ML models for the cybersecurity, and we will see some of the hands-on also. We have Python code and some other tools also. And of course, we have steganography, image steganography for the, some of the open source tools also, that also we try to explore. And resources. So why we have to go for resources? Because I already told you it's not possible to come explore all the concepts. So I try to show some of the resources. Based on that, we can understand how we are trying to go for AI and for cyber security in the future aspects, maybe research point of view, maybe academic point of view also. So this is a brief agenda. So we try to see one by one. Then we try to explore all the tools. So this is the resources. I try to share resources to sir. So maybe if you have WhatsApp group, you can check it. So I will share all the tools. So yeah, all of the open source only. And we have I have executed this Python code also. So by using Google Colab, maybe Formula Electric today also. And after that, we have Google Colab for some other programs also. Still, we have so many programs. That's why I told you. So I try to share all the materials, and maybe if possible, whatever concepts you try to complete today, I try to complete. If not, also I share these programs also. Try to explain. It's very simple thing only. So based on that, you can understand how we are trying to.
ಶೇರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ ಅದು ಬೇಡ ಆ ಥರ ಬೇಡ PPT ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
So first we try to explore the basics of machine learning. After that, we'll see how we are trying to apply machine learning models, or maybe we can call it as classifier or regression to the cybersecurity application. So as you know, I'm assuming that most of the participants are non-CSC or maybe non-ML background, or maybe you're beginner. So that's why I try to go for basics of it. If you're not able to understand basics, directly if you go for classifier or directly if you go to the data set applying something to the cybersecurity application, it's very difficult to understand. So I'm assuming that all participants are in beginners level only. That's why we try to see first the basics also. So actually, whenever we have some data, let us assume we have a number of participants here, let us assume 100 or 250, whatever it may be. Something I want to extract, how many faculties are belongs to computer science background, or how many faculties are not computer science background. In that case, I have to extract something from the faculty that we can consider participant. So that means we have to extract knowledge or pattern from the data. Based on that, when a new faculty is coming, I can say he belongs to computer science background or he belongs to non-computer science background. So based on something I want to take from the new faculty, like property, we can call it as or future, whatever it may be. So same thing when you come to the machine learning also. So we can learn based on the experience. Suppose I don't know any faculty name, just I call one by one. Maybe tomorrow when I come to the session, I can easily identify so X faculty, Y faculty, Z faculty. But is it possible machine also can learn? Yes, machine also can learn based on the data. Here data is very, very important. So based on the data, so we have to try. After that, we can go for classification or prediction. We'll discuss in detail what is it mean. So that means basically we are looking for identifying the pattern. Suppose something we have a data, based on that we are looking for some patterns. After that, we are extracting knowledge. So based on this only, we are looking for either prediction or classification. So you can see how the prediction plays a vital role for cybersecurity application, how the classification plays a vital role for cybersecurity application. So these things are very, very important when we come to the applications of cybersecurity. And we will see how we are trying to apply these prediction and classification for the cybersecurity. But here data is very, very important. Without data, nothing to do because I already told you, machine learning, deep learning, whatever it may be, to take emerging technologies, including Gen AI, generative AI also. Maybe that is one more section we have on first Friday. So everything depends on the data. Data is the fuel that drives the machine learning engine. When you go for cybersecurity application, let us say I want to classify the data, whether the data is good or bad, that means benign or malicious data. Or I want to find is there any attack possibility for some system or maybe server. So these things we are trying to classify based on the data only. So I share some of the data sets also. So based on that, we try to see how we are trying to look for prediction, how we are trying to look for classification in terms of cybersecurity. I'm not talking about healthcare or maybe any other application because our scope of the session is cybersecurity. So that application we try to explore in detail. You can share the slide. Next slide. So this is one simple example. So we have a data set and we have unknown. Let us say every day we are receiving lot of data. So I try to change memory type. Not so whenever we take a system or maybe a server, whatever it may be, we are using use data. It could be the documents or it could be the media like videos, audio, etc. Whatever it may be. Now, whatever data we are receiving, we don't know. Is there any possibility to insert in that? Maybe some kind of malicious attacks are also possible. Maybe some kind of virus or maybe some kind of phishing attacks possibility is there. So whenever we receive some data, we have to identify whether the data is good or bad. So I don't want to use this terminologies. I can go for simple terminologies. So benign is good, malicious is bad. So if some kind of attack or some kind of virus that is called malicious, or benign is good. There is no issue. Whatever data we receive, that is the good. That means now onward, I can go for good or bad. Maybe when you go for bad, so many bad things are there. Maybe DOS attack, DDoS attack, or maybe the SQL injection. So many things also possibilities there that we will see when you go for category classification. Time being, we are looking for binary, either good or bad. So this is the thing. And this we have data set based on this training data set, whatever new file we are getting, we are trying to classify the data. We will see how we are trying to do by using ML model, and we can identify the data is good or bad. If the data is bad, we are trying to go for some further investigation. If the data is good, no need to worry, then we can use it as per the requirement. So let us go for next. So when it comes to the regression, this is the second target. We have two things we are trying to explore for cybersecurity. One is classification. Maybe it could be the email spam detection, or it could be the malicious attacks, or it could be any other application, or the intelligent detection system, etc. When it comes to the regression, we have vast number of applications when we go for cybersecurity. I'll try to show some of the examples also how we are trying to. This is a simple concept, but we have powerful application when we go for cybersecurity application. The basic idea of cybersecurity is we have a data, some we can call it as historical data or past data. So based on this data, we have to find insights of the data. Let us we have to make it comparative. Let us y equal a plus bx. That's we have an idea, right? But we have understood that. So we have to make a relation. Weight is 220. Then I have to find the height of the person. So this is the regression model, and how we are trying to use this regression model for cybersecurity we get expert. So whatever data we have historical data. So based on that, we have to look for insights of the data. Maybe we have to make a model or knowledge of the data. Or based on that, whenever we come to the new data, based on that, we have to find what is the height or what is the something by value. So x and y depends on the value of it. That's why this is called dependent variable. This is called independent variable. So that we try to see how we are trying out. So this is one of the examples when it comes to cybersecurity application. So we have a CVSS score. We discussed in detail what is the CVSS score, and we have something extreme related to something like the regression model. So this is a simple regression y equal to plus dx. Here y equal to a plus dx plus cx related something. So here what we are trying to do based on x1, x2 value, we have to find the CVSS score. So this is very, very important. So based on CVSS score, we can identify the strength of the vulnerability. So here you can see this is the score rate. Suppose if the value is 0, there is no risk on our system. Maybe something is 0.123. Just like threshold value is 15. So 0.123 something is low. There is no issue. Whenever the CVSS score falls in these two groups, there is a high risk for the system. I mean, there is a high risk for what we call the server, etc. So that means we are trying to find the CVSS score by using regression model for the cybersecurity application. Whenever the value comes between these two rates, then obviously we have investigation. So that is one of the very, very important application when you go for cybersecurity. How we are trying to apply regression cybersecurity application. So later we will see, because so far we don't know what is regression, what is classification. Once if we understand these two things, then we try to go to the data set. Based on that, we try to implement, and based on that, we can identify the value of it. It could be the x1, x2, or x1, x2, x2, whatever it is. There is no need to worry about number of independent variables. It could be one independent variable, or it could be the that is we can go for regression model. But the basic idea is we are trying to apply the regression model. Based on this, we are trying to find the score. That is, we are trying to identify the score for the distribution of the system, or maybe server, or whatever it may be data. So that's what we have to find the final regression. So that means two things we discussed. One is classification. So why we have to go for classification? Whatever data we are receiving through files, it could be the Word document or PDF or maybe what we can call it a video, whatever it may be. We have to classify that data is good or bad. The first task. Second task is whatever data which we have based on we are trying to chase the roulette. Chase the roulette. Okay, so this is only for numerical data. There is no way connected to the previous one. Previous one is we are receiving data. then only when we click that link, then immediately class something, then we are entering, obviously we are losing money from our credit for etc. So that's why we can call it as a cyber terrorism. So this type of applications on the machine learning. Other things, that's why we have a number of applications, but we are talking mainly for email spam or malware or the BQT system or something else based on the cyber security. So now we know what is machine learning, what are the things we are doing. I'm not explore in detail, just definition. So machine learning is a tool or maybe technique. By using that, we are looking for insights of the data. By using that insights of the data, we are going to do two things. One is classification, one is regression. So that is the end. Now we come to cyber security because just I'm giving the brief, then we will see how we are trying to apply for the machine learning for cyber security. When it comes to the cyber security, we have cyber is all computer systems, server, program, everything comes under cyber security. Like we have so many security mechanisms to be the system security, or network security, program, data security. Like now, when if I go for cyber security, so let us take this college only. When I enter to the gate, we have a watchman. Obviously, you will ask why you are coming, what details are showing, what are you doing. So it's just like a cyber security mechanism. That means we have a property, so that security will protect our property. That means whatever it is, server, or maybe data, maybe network, whatever it may be. So obviously, cyber security try to minimize. We want 100% is going to protect. If you try to minimize, make sure that our data is safe. That is very important. Data is safe because most of the data we are depending on our assets, whatever it may be in our university or maybe college or company. So because of that reason, obviously this data should not be revealed. Data is revealed, obviously it's a big issue for the organization, maybe for country also. Because of that reason, so we are trying to protect from the unauthorized person. We can call it as an intruder, or we can call it as a hacker, or we can call it as a hijacker, whatever it may be, we can assume. But because of this third person, so we are trying to protect our assets. Here, assets is not like our building like here we are talking about data, servers, or maybe network, whatever it be that we are trying to protect. That's why cyber security comes to the picture. So that's why here cyber security is nothing but set of technologies. By using that, we are protecting our servers and data. So now finally we know what is machine learning and what is cyber security. Now how machine learning comes to the cyber security, that will be. So this is a data cyber attack part. So we can see a data breaches and so many personal records. So like these things everyone knows. Most of the time these things are happening. So that's why so cyber security comes to the picture. Of course, still we don't have 100% solution. After cyber security mechanism also we have seen so many things are happening and data breaches also happening. Data breaches is someone trying to solve our create in our college or maybe university or maybe organization. So these things are happening because of that reason there is a huge demand for cyber security. But after coming AML more, accuracy is increased drastically. That's the main reason why AML comes to the cyber security and why 69% of the companies, I already shown the statistics also. 69% of the companies are using AML for the cyber security because of they are detecting the threats very accurate, very fast. Maybe in future it may use 100% of it. But slowly one, some of the sectors already implemented 80-90%. Still some of the sectors are in initial stage. Maybe by 2032, as per the statistics, most of the companies and most of the sectors are going to use so AML for the cyber security. Listen, so I will I will share. Okay. I come to that also. So I still I'm not extended. We will come. So I already told you why we have to go for cyber security. That I already told you we have to protect our data. All those things because of that reason we have to go for cyber security. And now coming to the point, why we have something AML only, that means artificial intelligence. So this is the data because we have used data, or maybe we have to use that data. It's very difficult to go for directly to understand the data. If we go for intelligent system, or if we go for let us say image factoring, etc. So that's why AML comes to the picture for cyber security. That's why most of the companies are already told you 69% of the companies are depends on the cyber security. So like this, we have a number of applications. We try to see some of the applications like email sampling, integrated system threat analysis, or malware detection, image technology. So many things are there. We'll try to explore some of the applications. How we are trying to play agent and for the cyber security application. That's why I already told you. So we have 10 days MDT for AI for cyber security. There we try to explore so many things. These many applications we have. We are trying to explore so many things because of that reason. Even 10 days MDT also we are not able to cover the entire syllabus. So that's why I'm trying to give the brief idea about how we are trying to the AI for the cyber security. So I already told you these are the organizations using AML. So it means the 59%, overall 59%. maybe banking sector, 75% of the banking sector are using AML for cyber security. Like this is the just data. It indicates that the significance of AML for the cyber security. And this we know structured data. So we are talking about structured data today because the data is in the table form. So that means rows and columns just like a matrix. Suppose if I collect the taken information, name, age, let us date of birth, or maybe designation, etc. So we can call it a structured data. Unstructured data means let us say I'm asking all the of the activities, I'm asking some videos, and I'm asking something that we can call it as unstructured. We are focusing more on structured data. So when we go for classification or when we go for regression, we are focusing more on structured data. We try to see, of course, unstructured data also we can use when we go for clustering, that is column supervised. Next. Coming to the point. So here, we have models, that is called ML models. We have supervisor learning. Here, what happens when I go for here, input, output, both are available. So X and X2, this is the input and output, that is called label. So try to understand, when you go for supervisor learning model, we can call it as the input, what X and X2, let us also previsions or maybe attributes, whatever it may be, and we have label, that's called labeled data. So we have input as well as output. That means so X and Y both are available. Whenever new data is coming X and X2, we are trying to go for classification. That is the label we are trying to predict either 0 or 1. 0 means let us assume fail, 1 is positive. This is the learning model. So we can call it as labeled data. We have labels. So let us assume student marks along with the grade available, first class, second class. So when you go for unlabeled data, that means student marks are available, but we don't know what is the grade here. So let us assume student marks something CGPA 4.3, 9.2, but we don't know grade, whether A grade or B grade or maybe whatever grade. So this we can call it as unlabeled data, but today we are not trying to cover this one. So because of our time factor. So when you go for unsupervised, we have to go for clustering, maybe association, so many things are there. But today we try to explore supervised learning model. Whatever data sets we are trying to consider, so then we have labeled data, that means input, output available. But when you go for input, output is not available, then we can call it as unsupervised learning. And if we have a combination to be extended, we can go for semi-supervised learning model. But we are focused more on supervised learning model where we have labeled data. That means here when you go for learning function here, so learning function input and output leads to model. Try to understand mathematics is that I don't have both otherwise I can write mathematics. So when you go for learning function, we have an input, let us have something u or maybe let us have some I and cross label is here. I cross it which maps to you. That is the model. When you come to here, we have only input, only I cross model. There is no output. So that's why we have to go for some separate algorithm and call it as a clustering kind of thing. So based on that, we try to predict how we are going to classify the data. So anyhow, this is not our basic. We are focusing on supervised. Sometimes we have labeled and labeled that we can go for semi. So I already told you classification, I need to explain about this one. I give already what is classification, what is regression. So we are trying to classify the data exactly once again. And regression, and it's not scope of our video session. I using clustering or association. This is for unlabeled data. That's not an extent. When I have unlabeled data, we are trying to classify the data. Maybe it could be order clustering or sound clustering, and then Padini's clustering, or maybe also sequence clustering. So many things are there. And association tool means especially for the market, I mean basket analysis. So this is especially for recommendation system, it's very useful. But anyhow,